Last but not least, we honor a basketball official that was not only an outstanding official, but has quite a unique story. His family is in the house. This is one of the most, we, you'll see. Here's Tom Yoshida. How do you quantify someone's worth when their contributions have been priceless to so many? Lelehua alum Thomas Yoshida tests those limits. For more than 40 years, Tom has been a template for which other officials strive to be, with a reputation of encouraging and educating coaches and fellow officials.
Tom's a pretty serious guy. He's always on point. He's always ready to go. As a new official, I just wanted to do the best that I could that day. Making sure that I gave him something that he could give me feedback. I knew he was going to, be a guy that could really help me in my career long term. And that was kind of the first impression working with him in the first years.
He communicates really well. He's the type of official later on in my coaching career. When he walked through the door, you kind of say, "Oh, we got Tom. That's good. That's a good thing." So yeah, he gained a lot of respect from not only myself, but I know from a lot of coaches, just because of his officiating style.
To understand his love for his craft, you need to understand the man. His officiating passion ignited while watching University of Hawaii basketball games in the 70s. He would even officiate as a kid at Ka'ala Elementary during recess. As the youngest of 4 kids in his family, even his siblings knew he was bound to wear the black and white stripes.
We did things like sumo wrestling. Okay, so so my brother and I would do, because we watched it every tournament, and Tom would be the one that would be the referee. So he would don himself up, and he'd get his paddle, and he would cut out, tall, and he would do all the things. He would do the announcing. Takamiyama, and he would do all the announcing and the referee the motions and giving the presents. When the sumo tori won, and he would do all that as a very young child.
And from then on, there was no slowing his work ethic down. Following his mentor, 2022 Hall of Famer Fuzzy Richards, Tom joined the Hawaii Basketball Officials Association in 1983 and relentlessly worked his way up the ladder. Along the way, officiating in unprecedented 31 Hawaii title games, 13 HHSAA championships, and a more than 25-year-long tenure working NAIA, Division II, and Division I games in the Western Athletic Conference, all doing it with a standard of excellence only Tom could maintain.
But one of the things about Tom that I think is extremely unique is, in officiating, we strive to be consistent. And I don't think, you wouldn't think that as a compliment. This guy's consistent, but Tom is impeccably consistent. Always prepared. He knows the rules. He's a good play caller. He's a good communicator. He's a good partner. I think, in the hundreds of games, in the hundreds of meetings that we've done together, I don't think he's ever called me and said, "Hey Dan, I'm running a little bit late." The guy is, what you're gonna get.
He's been doing it a long time, and when he's to Rainbow Classics and all these type of basketball type of things, he was always involved. So job well done. It kind of like bypassed me that, wow, he's been doing it that long, and he's always done a good job at it.
Perhaps one of the best ways to describe his value is his versatility. In addition to officiating, Tom serves as a statistician and rules analyst for Spectrum OC 16 Sports. He's been a PA announcer. He conducts officiating clinics for the neighbor islands and has been a consultant for virtually everything for the OIA and the HHSAA.
I'm not sure if too many people know this, but he gathers all the scores, does the standings, the win-loss, who beat who, and he's got it the next day. So I still do it myself because I want to make sure that I can do it. But the funny thing is, he sends me everything. I got the scores, I do my own, and then I compare it. How many times it didn't match? But I'm the one who made the mistake, so it's kind of good that he did it. And the thing that impresses me, he's still officiating, maybe that night, and I get it the next morning, 8:15, I got it.
I guess that was his way of participating. And I mean, we would play football or something outside, and he'd make flags, and like, and then tie a rock and throw it in the air. Just all kinds of. I mean, I knew from a young age that he would be a referee or scorekeeper because he had this light bright machine, which was this light in the background, and then you stick in colorful pegs, and he would stick them in to do the score. For football or basketball, he'd just be changing the pegs all during the score. I didn't think that was normal, but he liked to do that.
In the Hawaii sports galaxy, Tom is a comet, extraordinarily unique and fascinating beyond measure. And it's his devotion to others that's made him lovable.
Not many of us can say we are doing the things we love to do. Would I like to run up and down the court and be the referee? No. Everybody not hates you, but they're trying to find fault, but somebody does that. Other people say, I'm a school teacher. Why would you ever want to do that? But he found things that he really enjoyed doing. He does the stats, he does the refereeing, he does all these things, and he loves to do it. So I have to say to Kelly, his wife, boy, thank you for letting him do what he wants to do.
What a weird ass family. In all seriousness, I've been in broadcasting for 18 years now. About 95% of everything that I've done, Tom's been on my left side, and I just have so much love for him, and I was so happy for him. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our final inductee, the class of 2024, to the Hawaii Sports Officials Hall of Fame, Mr. Tom Yoshida.
Thank you, Cal. I want to thank the board and the selection committee. Obviously, this is a huge honor. I've been officiating 42 years. That's a long time. That's a lot of stories, a lot of people I've met. But Cal, I only have 6 minutes. So I want to thank Natalie Iwamoto and the HHSA. Natalie, you nominated me. We've been friends for a long time. The people at the HHSA, I'm looking at you at your table. Thank you very much. You have my love and support for the rest of my life, so I do appreciate that. Thank you, Felipe and Daryl, for the video. And thank you to my brother, Albert. I got to say something about that. I think he said it best tonight. I'm not normal, I guess. But, both brothers, I love them to death. But remember, because they're brothers, they love to pick on me. So, that sumo story? It is true. I was the gyoji, the referee. But they have a twisted sense of humor, actually. They would wrestle, and then by some accident, they both would fall on me. And so, I know they had their motivations and their things, but again, I do appreciate, I thank all the family, both my side and my wife's family, for being here tonight. I even want to thank my work family. I mean, they've supported me, and I do really, really appreciate them a lot. I want to thank my late parents. I mean, my family knows this, but I think they came as a tremendous sense of work ethic. My father was a tireless worker, commuted to, downtown every day in the bus. I mean, he had this tremendous work ethic. And my mother was so loyal. She saw my first University of Hawaii game. And so I really appreciate my family a whole lot. And I do. That's something I always will remember. Thank you, John Chung. I mean, he was the ultimate of coaches. He's a class act. And in addition to coaches, I want to thank all the mentors out there, whether you're a coach, a veteran official. I mean, you have done a tremendous job, not only for me, but for all of officials. I mean, My thing in my early games was watching games and listening to their stories. I mean, as Felipe mentioned, Fuzzy Richards was my first mentor, my first games with Harley Ishii and Richard Miyamoto. I've worked with really outstanding mentors in Hal Garner, Ron Matthews, Maurice Sullivan. My first varsity game was with Sam De Los Reyes. I mean, that was very special in itself. Cliff Rodriguez, Ralph Singh Chow. You know, my first JV championship game was with Glenn Salas. So all of these guys were tremendous mentors, and it's worth listening to your mentors in the long run. In fact, my first college assignment, I mean, I was with Larry Yamashita, Pat Tanibe, Craig Peterson, Joe Kerfoot. These guys are tremendous officials, all of them Hall of Famers in their own right. So I do appreciate those officials who helped me get into the college ranks. And speaking of college, I want to thank Bobby Deibler. You may not know Bobby Deibler, but for the college officials, he was a tremendous person who appreciates Hawaii officials. He hired me back in 1994, and he will always be one of the very special people that got me into college. You know, I've worked with many, many officials in the 42 years, and I want to thank each of them on that. You can't help, I can help people trying to get better, but I think you're only as good as your crew. The way you advance is, my philosophy is, the way you advance is your crew advance. And so we always remember, even though we're individual officials, we get this individual honor, we get this honor if our entire crew advances to the next game. You know, I've partnered with many people from our association, from, as I mentioned, with Fuzzy, Sammy, Louis Fuentes, who ran the association, Pat Silva, and the current administration, Ultima Mia, Mike Ishikawa. These guys are doing a great job in continuing to advance officiating. So I want to thank them as well. Dan Coda, thank you. Thank you very much. Best instructor of officiating I've ever had. But, you know, we have some big differences. I mean, he's been very nice to me, but, you know, he's tall, I'm short. He's fast, I'm slow. I'm good looking, well, Dan, can't help you there. You know, lastly, I want to thank everybody in this room. You are here tonight to support officials. And I think that's the most important thing we need to do as a collective, is support officiating in Hawaii. You know, we are shorthanded, and we're helping to support in any way we can. And it will go a long way if we get together, combine each other, and not push each other down. Throughout my career, my philosophy was help others by putting them first and providing them with the tools to succeed. Speaking of putting others first, my success comes as others have put me first. And tonight I want to thank my wife, Kelly. She's always put me first. Let me say that again. She has always put me first. I've always appreciated her support. You are really my good luck charm. And also, she's a very good shot clock operator, just so that you know. Tonight, I ask all of you to support officiating. That's a tremendous task, but yet I know that's something we can all work on a little bit harder to get it done. Thanks so much.
Congratulations, Tom. Well deserving. Appreciate you. Congratulations on your Nahoku Hano Hano Award, apparently, for Best Asian Artist. I love you. Me and Tom always joke around. 6 minutes, you said? 6:28:33. That's a frickin' statistician. Little over, but just enough. And on top of that, we finished before 8 o'clock. Let's give a round of applause for that. Yeah, I appreciate it. It's not bad. Fantastic. And then collectively, one more round of applause to all our honorees and inductees. We appreciate you. Thank you so much.